All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. Y'all forgive me. It's been a minute. I got to make sure I got things set up right. I see the stuff there. I see audio going. So y'all should be hearing me. I think everything look okay. For now. We'll see. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you probably till around 5 o'clock. I appreciate y'all checking in with me, saying hi. That's all I ask. If you come in and you say hi to me, I say hi to you. I kind of shout out where you're from, because wherever you're from on this show, you are the representative for that area. I mean, if you from Bond Hill and you say it, that's what Bond Hill thinks. You are their representative. So I just ask that you come in, you say hello. You say hello to me, I say hello to you. I say some nonsense, and then I go on about the rest of my day. All right? So, all right, let's get to it. I start off the show by saying hello to the people. Okay, but before I say hello to the people, I want to say hello to the people around the country who don't say hello. Okay? Hello to y'all. Y'all should follow the rules and say hello to me. I would appreciate it. But I learned as I was traveling that people watch the show from other places. Y'all not gonna believe this, but this is 100% true. We stopped at a Buc-ee's. I think we was in Tennessee. I think we were in Tennessee. We stopped at a Buc-ee's because one of my sisters had never been to Buc-ee's. She was like super excited to go to Buc-ee's. I'm like, it's just a big gas station. But she was excited to go, and so we went. So we stopped at a Buc-ee's. I think we were in Tennessee. And a lady came up to me like, excuse me. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, are you Emanuel? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, I watch your show every day. I just wanted to. And I'm like, we in Tennessee. Don't nobody be like, hi, I'm so-and-so from Tennessee. We in Buc-ee's in Tennessee. And a lady approached. I'm like, I have to be careful wherever I go. Not fearful, careful. But I could have been in there just acting a fool. And somebody would have knew me. And they could have been like, nah, I know him. His name is Emanuel Livingston. He lives in Cincinnati. But yeah, just a random lady, and well, not random. Apparently she watches every day in Tennessee. Just ran up to me in Buc-ee's. And one of her people was like, you are not supposed to come to Buc-ee's and know people. And she was like, but I watch him every day. So that was, it was kind of cool, but it was a little weird. It was a little weird at the same time. Because I'm just some guy. But it was pretty weird, and it was pretty cool. So shout out to the lady. She said her name. I'm so bad with names, y'all. Forgive me. I'm so bad with names. But you met me at Buc-ee's in Tennessee. And thank you for supporting the show and, all of that kind of stuff. All right. Let's get to it. Let's say hello to the people. Robert Willis, good afternoon. I can't put him up on the screen yet. I know you see him, on this side? You see him over here on the screen, but, you know how I can pull them out and individually put them up there. I'm trying something different, so I have to figure that part out. I say give me 2 weeks. Man, this thing is going to be amazing. There's so much stuff you can do on here. But, all right. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Dwayne Larkin, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon, Dwayne. Got Erica in the house representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Lewis in the house representing Sharonville. Good afternoon, Lewis. Preston in the house representing Avondale. Good afternoon, Preston. We got Terry in the house representing Downtown. Good afternoon. Pamela in the house representing North Avondale. Good afternoon, Pamela. Good afternoon. Got Phyllis in the house. Phyllis just says she waving, so I'm waving back. It feel like a not all the way there person wave, but it's a good wave. Drea in the house representing Sycamore Township. Good afternoon, Drea. Miss Pittsburgh in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Sea Breeze in the house. Let me turn this on vibrate. We got Sea Breeze in the house. Good afternoon, Sea Breeze. Hold on, let me move this over here. Something's going on with that monitor. It just keeps going out on me. I don't know why. I don't like that. So we got Sea Breeze in the house. Good afternoon. She says, welcome back. Maria in the house, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. Of course, Classy Treasure Gaines in the house. Good afternoon. She's representing Columbia Township. She goes by Tria on here, but again, I have it on good authority that she's Treasure. Scott, representing West Walnut Hills. Good afternoon, Scott. And Scott, I promise you, I'm going to get with you. We're going to go out and do some audits. I got to get my schedule together to figure out when we can go do them. But we're going to do them before the end of the summer, if you're available. Let's see. And Tria says, that's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Seabreeze says she's representing Boston. And I'm global now. No, Tennessee don't make you global. Phyllis says, just got finished watching the train wreck from 45, the journalist conference in Chicago. Please, people, vote. You know who to vote for. I definitely know, and we'll vote me and mine's best interest. All right. Let's see. 2 weeks. We're still waiting on our merch and website. Chelsea says, I have a bone to pick with you, and I came here to do it. Well, let's get into it. Vincent says, what's good? He's representing Blue Ash. All right. Brent, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. Tria says, that doesn't sound classy anymore. Nothing wrong with the name Treasure. Myosha says she's super tired repping Old Avondale. You represent North Avondale, where all the money is. Daryl in the house. What up? E-Man and Afternoon Experiment crew. He's representing Forest Park, Columbia. All right, you can't beat that. Brenda in the house, representing Fairfield. All right. That's it so far as the names pop up. If they catch my eye, I'll say hello to you. I'll stop whatever I'm doing to say hello to you because it's that important to me. Sean in the house. Good afternoon. I know Sean's representing ATL. Good afternoon, Sean. So I did want to talk a little bit about what I read. Now, I can't sit here and say with 100% certainty that this is 100% true, okay? Hold on, where did it go? But I read that, Donald Trump was at the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists Conference. And he tried to play the race card. He tried to play. It was a weird race card, and I'm not even saying weird in the way that Democrats are saying that Republicans are weird, which they are. But I'm not even saying weird in that way. I mean, I guess I am, because it's weird to try to play the race card against a black woman to say that she didn't say that she was black when she's been claiming black for a long time. It's just a weird thing to do. And I feel like, and I could be mistaken, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that works in a different setting. He says, they're quoting him in this article. Trump said, I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know. Is she Indian or is she black? Because he claims she had only promoted her Indian heritage. And that feels like a Republican thing to do, because that feels like something that Republicans fall for. But apparently it didn't go over very well with the Association of Black Journalists. But it does feel like a Republican thing to do. Like, ooh, she says she Indian, but now she says she black. So is she black or is she Indian? And you want black people to be anti-Indian, and you want, Indian people to be anti-black. And if you can pit those two against each other, then maybe you can win. That, to me, that feels like what the plan was. That feels like that's what the plan was. It just feels like it feels like the Republican thing to do. But it feels like a really weird plan to unveil in front of the black journalists. In all honesty, I think he might have had gotten more traction out of that, unveiling it in front of a group of Indian people. Now, look, don't get me wrong, because this is going to sound like I'm kind of playing into what he said. And I see what you said, Chelsea. I'm going to get to you because I did not lie. But I'm going to see, this might sound like I'm playing into what he said, but I'm not. But I could see people who immigrated here from India maybe falling into that trap. I could kind of see that. Like, is she black or is she Indian? And then, the Indians are supposed to be like, oh, no, she's whatever. And, they don't want to have nothing. Because I don't find that a lot of, I've known some Indians. It feels weird saying Indians because mentally when I say Indians, I think about the negative term on the indigenous people who were here on this continent before the European people got here. But of course, those aren't the Indians that I'm talking about. I'm talking about people from India. I've had a number of interactions with some Indian people, and it's not been my experience that they're very receptive to that. A number of them, of course, not all of them, because clearly there was some reception because Kamala is the both of them. But it's not been my experience that the ones that I've met were very open and receptive to good relations with black people in America. So I feel like that might have worked in that environment. But I find that in terms of black people, we tend to be pretty accepting of everybody. Especially you're like, oh, she black and she white. We like, okay, cool, she a sister. All right, that's cool. And she got some white relatives. She black and she Indian. All right, she a sister. All right. And she got some Indian blood in her. Okay, cool. Oh, she black and, she Asian. Okay, so she a sister and she got some Asian in her. Okay. That's kind of the way that I've experienced how black people deal with mixed race people. If you mixed race, if you look, somewhat, because if you look somewhat black, you black to us, some of us. You black. And we accept that you got whatever this other thing is in you. That's also a part of your heritage. But we accept you as... Now, you know what I'm saying? You walk around here, blonde hair, blue eyes, and, no booty, all that kind of stuff. And we like, You sure she black? You're like, I'm her daddy. Did you get a DNA test, bro? I'm her mama. Like, oh. This wasn't some implanting stuff. Like, it just, that would throw some of us off. That'll throw some of us off. But for the most part, if you look like you got some black in you and you say, my so-and-so, my daddy black, my mama black, that's a sister right there. So and I feel like that's what he was trying to do. I can get him to not like her by saying that she been denying her black heritage her whole life. And she, basically like they did with Michael Jackson, like she don't want to be black. Yeah, I know they said that about Michael Jackson for a long time, and then Michael Jackson did that interview with Oprah, and he said, I'm proud to be black. And then people was like, okay, cool. Pamela says, I've heard the term black Jap for black and Japanese. I always thought it was blackanese. But somebody told me that was offensive. Somebody told me that was offensive. And I'm like, I heard people who were black and Japanese say it. But it could still be offensive. Because I hear black people say the N-word. And if you're not black and you say it, I'm offended by it. So I stopped saying blackanese. Daryl says, I bet he won't say it to her face. Thank you for bringing that up. So, remember when it was anytime, any place? You want to debate her? I'll debate her anytime, any place. All right, cool. Well, what about September? Well, I mean, except for September when I actually agreed to debate. Somebody's sending me messages with a lot of attachments. Oh, okay. I know what that is. But yeah, are we Team Kamala now? I do have to admit, I am still seeing a few posts and responses here and there where it seems to be I don't even want to say it, for the like super black people. A lot of super black people are against Kamala. A lot of super black people are against Kamala. I don't know why. And a lot of, kind of independent black people. The independents who already know they voting for Trump, but trying to pretend like they don't know who they gonna vote for. I see a lot of them as well voting, putting out posts against Kamala. Hold on, let me
How to use your black magic. How to use your black magic pocket cinema can.
All right, come on, open up. But I see a lot of them. A few people want to know, what is a super black person? Oh, how do I describe it? The black people who are so black that they don't like black people. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you do ain't black enough for them. Them people. Like, they don't, and I'm not saying everybody who's not a Christian is a super black person, but like they don't believe in Christian. Not because they just don't believe in it, but because somehow being Christian ain't black enough. You got to, believe in the old ancient African gods. Those super black people. Y'all know what I'm saying. There are some super black people. And I'm not just talking, it's not bougie black people. They are Some of them like wear African garb and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. You know them. You know the super black people. Nothing is black enough for them. Nothing and no one is black enough for them. If you say to them, have a nice day, there's something that Hotep, those people, there's something you shouldn't have said, have a nice day, because that ain't black enough. The white man gave us the nice day. A day when we was in Africa was called a this, and so you should be saying it. You like, whoa, okay, all right. So don't have a nice day. And then they mad because you told them not to have a nice day because, you know what I'm saying, it ain't black enough, like the super black people. So some of I see it from the super black people. Kamala ain't black enough. Kamala's not black enough. And I see it from the independents. I got to do air quotes because a lot of times the independents ain't independents at all. They just trying to trick us. And again, I'm still of the mindset that you would get me. You wouldn't get me, but I would be more willing to hear what you have to say if you wasn't like I listened to Ron D to the extent that he has admitted, I am for Trump. I am going to vote for Trump. I support Trump. He doesn't say it, but there's nothing that Donald Trump could do that he would look at it and say, that's bad, that's negative. He is a Trump guy. So I would listen to him more than somebody trying to convince me I'm independent. I don't have a dog in the fight. I made a decision. I don't know what I'm going to do. But all they got to do, but all they can do, all they will do, all they do is, but I ain't voting no Democrat. Well, they won't say they ain't voting. Them Democrats got y'all on the plantation. Them Democrats don't do nothing for black people. Them Democrats don't like black people. Them Democrats trying to ruin your schools. Them Democrats trying to ruin your neighborhoods. Them Democrats trying to ruin your household. Them Democrats trying to ruin your life. Them Democrats don't want you to get no business. Them Democrats don't want you to have no money. Them Democrats don't want you, so you're voting for Republicans. I ain't made up my mind what I'm going to do. Like, you have. Stop saying you haven't. I'll listen to you. Just tell me. Be honest. Democrats is horrible. Republicans are great. But I don't know who I'm voting for. Those people, I can't listen to them. They're putting out, talk about Kamala's record. I hear everybody talking about Kamala's race. What about her record? What about it? What about it? She inherits Biden's record. What about it? She prosecuted black men. She did. I'm certain she prosecuted some white men too. I don't hear white people like, I can't vote for her because she prosecuted some white men. Y'all can't say nothing good about her. All y'all can do is say bad things about Trump. We can do both. I mean, she's clearly an intelligent woman. She seems somewhat reasonable. I know that's a low bar. But the guy that she's running against does not seem like an intelligent man, and he does not seem even somewhat reasonable. What did she tell y'all she gonna do for black people? What did he say he gonna do for black people? Well, he don't have to say he gonna do nothing for black people. I'm gonna still vote for him. Then she don't have to say she gonna do nothing for black people. I'm gonna still vote for her. Why is the standard for Democrats, they have to have a well thought out, well crafted plan for black people. It's gotta be meticulously spelled out, and by the end of 4 years, all black people have to be rich. But the Republicans ain't got to say nothing. Nothing. And hey, That's cool. That's fine. They don't have to say what they gonna do. Because black people don't vote for them. Maybe black people don't vote for them because they won't do nothing for black people. Maybe. Because that sounds reasonable to me. It sounds reasonable to me. Two people come up, hey, I want you to vote for me. All right, what you gonna do for black people? I'm gonna do A, B, and C. And in my mind, I'm thinking, he ain't gonna do that shit. He just talking. He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do it. Second person, hey, I want you to vote for me. What you gonna do for black people? I ain't voting. I ain't doing shit for y'all. I don't know what to tell you. I might vote for the dude that at least, you know what I'm saying, said, because in my mind, maybe he gonna try. He's gonna be more sympathetic to my plight and as things come up. See, because this is the way that I look at some of this stuff. I told you years ago, I had a conversation on 700. And the premise of the conversation was the host was saying, white people don't wake up in the morning thinking about how we can hate black people and harm black people. And my point is, let's assume that's true. You know, I'm not sure. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not sure that y'all wake up in the morning thinking about it. But I believe y'all dream about it. And then wake up in the morning, and then as things come up, y'all put it in action. But, okay, you don't wake up in the morning, the first thing you say is, how can I hurt black people today? I'll take your word for it, even though I can't verify it. All right. But my point was, as the day goes on, and you have an opportunity to affect black people's lives. You didn't wake up thinking about it. But what you gonna do in that moment? How do you respond? That's the difference to me. So while the Democrats, I'm doing air quotes, I hate air quotes, by the way, y'all. The Democrats don't have a well-crafted, written plan. When things come up and they like, okay, healthcare. I think I can be for healthcare. There are some black people who could benefit from having some alternative way to get healthcare. Like, okay, cool. Whereas I believe Republicans, and I'm telling you right now, I honestly believe, so nobody has to send a message in or whatever and say, you honestly believe that? I'm telling you right now, what I'm about to say, I honestly believe. I believe that Republicans do look at different things legislatively and all that kind of stuff and think, is this gonna be really helpful to black people? Like, are they gonna receive any sort of real benefit from this to help them kind of rise up? And if the answer is yes, then they consider, okay, is it gonna help white people stay up above them, or is it gonna close the gap? And if it's gonna close the gap, I believe they're against it. But it's gonna help white people, but it's gonna help black people close the gap. And I'm sorry, but if you're not there, you just collateral damage, because we can't have the gap closed. What gap? The wealth gap, the education gap, the you name it gap. Health, did I say health already? Health gap. We can't have that closed. So if when I go to interact legislatively, I will consider how it will affect whites, blacks, and of course that gap. And if the gap goes like this, I'm against it. If the gap goes like this, I'm probably gonna be for it. But it's gonna help some black people. Yeah, but it's gonna help white people more. So I'll be for that. It's gonna increase the gap. I genuinely believe that that's how they go through information and say whether or not I'm for this or whether or not I'm against this. So they don't wake up thinking, how can we destroy the black man? But as they go through their day, if I get an opportunity to call the police on your black ass, I'm calling the police on your black ass. I didn't wake up thinking about it. The opportunity just presented itself. So yeah, I'll do that. Sure. And to me, that's the difference. Are Democrats running around just talking about, I want to help black people, I want to help black people? No, but when opportunities come up, I think there's enough of them that say, okay, that might, it's going to help white people, it's going to help black people. It might close the gap a little bit, but that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit. We can live with that. Is this going to potentially hinder some, I don't want to, because it's not just black people, but because I'm black, I think of a lot of things in terms of my blackness. That's crazy, ain't it? You're an American. You should think of things in terms of your Americanosity. Like, no, bro, I'm black. I think of things in terms of blackness. Like, remember we were having a conversation where, I'm so bad with names. Massey? Is that her name? Sonia Massey? Forgive me. If that's not her name, somebody put it in there. I'm so bad with names. But when I think of that, I do acknowledge police are police. Not all of them are bad. Not all of them are good. Probably the majority of them are bad, though. But even the bad ones aren't necessarily murderous. So you got good, small number. Bad, big number. Murderous, small number. Okay? I think when I even look at that, while remember I was talking, was it CK that I was talking to, and he was saying, oh, this is how they do black people. And I was saying, no, that's how they do people. The murderous cops don't care if you black or if you white and all that kind of stuff. But I do process police misconduct and all that kind of stuff in terms of my blackness. I believe, saying what I believe, you don't have to text me or ask, do you really believe that? I'm telling you right now, I believe this. I believe that if I run across a murderous cop that want to hurt somebody, want to kill somebody, want to exert his authority over somebody just because his ego says that he needs to, I think I stand a greater chance of that police officer targeting me over targeting somebody white. Just like some random stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe that as white people interact with cops, they run into all kind of good, the bad, the murderous. But they're interacting with them. I believe I can just be walking down the street and I'm black. I can just be driving my car and I'm black, and somehow, because you can see blackness. You can see this. And if you don't like black people, or if you're just looking for an easy target, bam, there's a black person. I don't want to say how white people look alike, because they don't. But you know what I'm saying? Their whiteness is whiteness. It's just whiteness all over the place. Just whiteness. It's all over the place. But, talking about in America, just in general. Now, maybe if you had an HBCU and it's 1,000 people in the room, you might have 997 black people and 3 white people. That's not the HBCU, though. You know what I'm saying? But just in general, around the country, you got 1,000 people in the room. My math ain't all of that good. But what, you got like 900 and... What would it be? 897? Whatever. You're going to have maybe 13% of those What, 130? That would be 130. So you're going to have 130 black people in that room. 870 white people. Those 130 stand out. So if you're looking for a target, hey, got 130 of them in here. Because, you know, for a lot of them, the mindset is black people are bad. Black people are bad. They don't say white people are bad. If you're looking for the criminal in the group, you got a much better chance if you get one of the 130 as opposed to the 870. Because black people are bad. That's what some of them believe. So I do believe that my blackness draws some negative attention. And I have a lot of people always telling me, you know, that I'm racist and I'm bad and I'm this and I'm that. And I have a defeatist attitude and all that kind of stuff. Because I acknowledge that being black, there are certain hindrances in America for you. And I believe the parties, if you're looking at the two major ones, I believe if one of them is more, I don't even want to say friendly, but more, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I don't want to say friendly. I don't think either one of them are friendly to black people. But I see Democrats willing to do a little bit more. Even a little bit more for black people. And I don't understand Republicans, black Republicans, who holler and scream about what are black people demanding from Democrats. They get your vote. You should get something for your vote. What are you demanding from Democrats? You should get something for your vote. Get something for your vote. Why would you give your vote to these people and not ask for anything for your vote? And as I've done on this show, people who say I'm voting Republican, I say to them, what are you asking for? What do you mean? What are you asking for? What do you mean asking for? You're voting Republican. You're giving them your vote. What are you asking for? What are you expecting in return for your black vote? Well, why should I ask for something? Hold on, but it's bad when black people who vote for Democrats don't ask for nothing. But it's okay when black people who vote for Republicans don't ask for anything, don't expect anything, and excuse the fact that they don't even pretend like they care about acting like they want to give you anything. We on a plantation, though. I say we because I'm one who votes Democrat much more than I'll vote Republican. Although I can also claim I'm independent because I'm not a registered anything. Look, y'all hear all of this stuff. And I'm going to say this, but I swear, I promise I'm not taking no shot. I promise I'm not. I promise. I'm not trying to take a shot. I don't particularly always want to talk about politics. But I think it's important. I think it's important right now that we talk about politics. Y'all know me. I ain't gonna stay on politics the whole day. I'm gonna say some nonsense and we gonna laugh. I'm gonna say some nonsense and we gonna, hopefully y'all, some people gonna laugh and some people gonna be mad. Because, I'm immature. But I don't always want to talk. I don't hear you. Oh, somebody was calling in and they hung up. But I didn't hear them, and I should hear them. Okay, we'll check it out. Some people say I'm taking shots. I promise y'all I'm not. All right. Hold on a second, caller. Hold on. Go to audio settings. Why did all of this stuff reset itself? Audio settings. Yes. Caller? Okay, I can't hear you, caller. Hold on. You're not muted. You are here. Caller, I'm not sure why I can't hear you. See, I turned this thing off when I went out of town. I should be hearing you. Oh, hold on a second, caller. It might help if I turn my speakers on. That might help me hear you. All right, caller. Caller? Caller? I don't know why the caller can't hear me now. Caller. I'm not sure what's happening. Caller. Can you hear me, caller? I don't know what to do at this point. I can hear you now, but apparently they can't hear me. And this is not a regular caller because I don't even see their name in here. Caller? Hello? All right, we're going to hang up. Somebody call in so I can get these settings right. Just one person call in. Make sure you can hear me and I can hear you. Hold on, I got a couple people. Stop it. Caller?
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Okay. That didn't help. Brent.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. That sound like that caller is trying to bounce that load of laundry in the background or something.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
all right.
I just wanted to hit you up real quick.
I appreciate it.
Just with that, I got to get back on the clock.
All right. Thank you. All right. So the callers can hear me. I can hear them. Yeah, it does help when you turn on your speakers. Hold on. Let me turn on that one too. So, Twin, you can call back, and whoever that initial caller was, you can call back, and hopefully everything works out. But yeah, oh, somebody left a voicemail. And the voicemail just says, hello, hello. Hold on, let me see. Voicemail. It's the same person. Twin.
What's up, man?
How you doing, sir?
How you been doing, you little piece of shit?
What?
You heard me.
Hold on, Twin. Here's what we gonna do. We turning over a new leaf. We gonna be civil and try to cut down on as much profanity as possible.
Oh, what the radio people called you or something? Or you got some wino crybaby?
Now, why would the radio people call me?
I don't know.
What radio?
You had to change your heart over the weekend.
No. I was just thinking about it, and again, I have a lot of older listeners, and I just figured we can be. I'm not saying that a person can't, because I cuss every once in a while.
You cuss all the time.
Apparently.
Ain't no once in a while.
I cuss every once in a while, apparently. I don't think I really cuss at all. But if we can just be respectful to the older listeners, act like your mama is in the room.
My mama wouldn't be listening to this.
Why?
So I can't act like that.
No, you can act like your mama in the room.
No, I can't act like that's not an act. I don't get paid to act.
Well,
It's me, Twin, all day.
Okay, talk like Jesus or God is listening.
He listen all the time, 24/7.
Right. So be respectful.
You don't respect God, so why would I respect your podcast?
Who said I don't respect God?
You don't.
Because you think I don't respect God because I don't necessarily believe that somebody telling you don't fight over money is not necessarily a prophecy?
Yeah, you're very
disrespectful. It's not a lack of respect for God. That's just an acknowledgement of good advice versus...
No, all jokes, I respect your podcast, bro.
All right.
All jokes. I respect.
I appreciate it. What's on your mind?
I miss you, little man. I ain't seen you in a couple of days. You had to go to your people's funeral or something, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Prayers to you, man. Prayers to you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You say you don't like talk politics, but look who's talking.
No, I didn't say. No.
Look who's.
Hold on, just for the record, I did not say I don't like talking politics. I don't mind talking politics. No, I didn't. I said it is not, or if I did say that, let me clarify. If I said that, my intention was to communicate that it's not necessarily my desire every day to talk politics, but I realize that it's very important right now.
You said what?
But I realize that it's very important right now, and so it needs to be talked about.
Why is it very important? Every 4 years is very important?
Yes.
Why can't it be important every day? Local and national.
Well,
why it got to be every 4 years, man?
Do you want me to explain? Do you want me to explain?
Go ahead, man.
Because the Supreme Court is a big deal, and they deal with, a lot of times, your freedoms. Right? Your everyday freedoms. The fact that a police officer can't just come up to you, throw you on the ground, search you, throw you in a cell, and force you to admit to a crime that you didn't do, a lot of that is because of decisions by the Supreme Court. That's an everyday thing. And you know who appoints justices to the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah, the president.
Exactly. So it is an everyday thing, even though it comes around once every 4 years, that we vote for the president, but it affects your everyday life.
If Trump can get in there and turn Roe versus Wade and stuff, Wade or whatever, you think they care about us or whatever? Democrats or Republicans?
But that's the whole point. That's the entire point. He can get in there and overturn Roe versus Wade, then he can put enough people in there to overturn other stuff that relates to our the freedoms that are acknowledged in the Constitution.
You had two Democrats in there and everything, Obama and Biden. So why they ain't put an executive order on this mad madness that's going around? You can have a rights for the gays and the Asians, but when it comes to us getting our head cracked, what our rights at, man?
Well,
come on, man.
Hold on.
You can't have it.
Can I agree with you? You're right.
Go ahead, man.
I agree with you. What executive order did Donald Trump put out there to protect black people when he was in office?
No, I'm talking about as a Democrat, man.
I know, but I'm asking it. I agree with you about the Democrats. I agreed with you. What you want me to do? I agreed.
I'm not talking about no damn Republican right now.
I know.
Punk-ass Democrat.
But we already did that. You said what you said, and I agreed with you. So now let's talk about the Republican.
I'm not talking about no Trump. No, y'all dog him every day on the radio.
I'm not on the radio every day.
Trump show.
I'm not on the radio every day.
You listen.
But I'm not there.
So go on with that goofy stuff.
But I'm not there. Hold on.
You listen.
Twin, may I ask you a question?
You ain't got to be there, but you engage and used to write in the chat.
I used to. I don't do that anymore.
So you write along with it.
May I ask you a question?
You ain't got to answer the proper way. I mean, you can ask me anything. It's your show.
All right. So when you make a statement and somebody agrees with your statement, why would you want to argue with that person who agreed with you?
Man, I don't trust you. You two-faced like a girl. No offense or whatever, no disrespect, but you two-faced. 1 minute you cool and you flip out. Your baby chair. So
What did I flip
it's hard
out?
to believe what you.
How did I flip
It's
out?
hard to believe what you say.
Well, hold on. Let me
I don't
state
know
this
if
then.
sometimes you serious or sometimes you play too much. So I gotta really catch you.
I'm almost
and
always
see your
serious,
face is
even
fresh.
though I do still like to laugh. But let me
You
so
say
let me say
almost,
this. So let me
almost.
so let me say this. Let me be really clear. I would love it if more Democrats would do more stuff for more black people. I would love it. All right?
That's
and I
what I'm
think they
screaming about,
should.
Emmanuel.
But I'm agreeing with you. So why are we at odds?
Okay.
All right. So we agree that Democrats should do more for black people, right?
That's why you think Chicago people on board with this.
Hold on.
They woke now.
You didn't
They
agree
woke.
with me.
No.
No?
I agree with you, Emmanuel. I agree with you.
Okay. So
I agree with
all right.
you.
So boom, we put a stamp on that, a bow, we agree. Now, what about Republicans? Why can't Republicans do more for black people? Why won't they? Why won't they even act like they thinking about the possibility of considering doing something for black people?
I'll give you a good answer.
All right.
You know what they saying? Y'all had a nigga up in there in 08. He could have did something for y'all. And y'all think I'm going to sit back and give y'all something? You had another one that was his right-hand man. You think I'm going to sit back and give y'all something? Go to hell. That's why he looking at them white folks.
And just
They
so
had
I'm
they
clear,
chance to get some.
and just so I'm clear, that's acceptable to you. You like that mindset of Republicans. I ain't giving you S. You like that.
I don't like the mindset. That's how they thinking.
Oh.
You think Trump and the rest of them Republicans and stuff that's in there when he had control of the House twice? He had control President 2 terms. And Trump and them and the rest of them before Trump look at, hey, don't get him nothing. You had that cooning ass nigga in there, and he played y'all like a puppet. And then he had his right hand man to come behind Trump. So we look at it like this: fuck y'all. Keep staying on the plantation. No, we ain't looking out for it. He had control of the House or whatever, White House.
Okay.
Where he had plenty of time to take care of black affairs. But what he do? He look for them gay people, them white affairs, and them Asian affairs, and migrants. He ain't do shit for the niggas, man. Get it how you live.
I don't necessarily agree with that wholeheartedly, but again, let's say that. But he did.
Okay.
Again, I have good insurance right now because of Barack Obama.
Okay, he did. Only thing he only did that, gave you a good phone and some good insurance, which is good. It's a blessing because I like his insurance.
So what did
But
Trump
other than
do?
that, he ain't really look out.
What is Trump gonna do for black people?
What Trump did, the damn gas and food inflation was down, man. I'm so depressed when I go to the fucking checkout counter. I'm on the budget of $40. When I get up there, why is my stuff $89.99? Come on, man.
Wait.
Come on,
just so
man.
I'm
You gotta
clear.
look at it, man.
Wait, just so I'm clear. You believe, and this is a question. You believe that Donald Trump is gonna cut prices specifically for black people?
He gonna do it all across the board.
All right.
He just can't do it.
Wait,
If
so then
motherfucker-
that doesn't answer my
You
question.
get it down to $2, I'm good.
Wait, so that doesn't answer my question. You
Man,
were
he gonna do
talking
it across the board.
But you were talking about
You
things
get
that
this in place.
Democrats you felt like should have done specifically for black people, right?
Look at it, Emmanuel. You let all this you let all this gay stuff go by. I'm not with it. To each his own. I'm not with that.
I'm not with it
But
either.
you can't even go in. You can't go in and teach little Ray how to do 1, 2, 3. But Ray know kill a bitch, shoot a bitch, knock her head down. He know that song, but you can't go in there and teach him. Come on, man.
What does
you
that?
can't tell him, hey, what you doing today?
Wait, so you
That's what
believe
the
that
fuck the Democrats should have did.
Wait a
man.
minute. If you believe that if
Shit.
Donald Trump get in
Y'all wanna
office,
pass-
you believe that if Donald Trump get in office, young black kids are not gonna learn vulgar hip hop.
Man, I'm not saying all that. I'm saying the changes that we could have made.
All
when
right, but
dude was in office.
But that's talking about
Donald
the past
Trump and the
tense.
rest of the
Let's look
Republicans-
forward.
the
Let's
Republicans
look
looking at, I ain't giving
forward.
y'all shit.
Okay, let's look forward. Because I know I've heard you say that if you were gonna vote, you would be voting for
It
Donald
don't have
Trump.
to be Donald Trump, man. Really, it can be a local people. If they really want to get out and fuck somebody's life over and say, hell no, with this social media stuff, they can tell all this rapping and everything else. The government can stop all this.
Wait.
Just like that cyber attack that
Hold
took
on.
place the other day.
Wait.
They can shut all this stuff
Wait.
down. I bet y'all kids go learn
Twin.
today.
Twin.
Why we can't be like China and stuff
Twin.
over there?
You want to be twin?
What, man?
Let me ask this a simple question. You believe that, say, the mayor of Cincinnati could make it so that rappers didn't make vulgar hip
Man,
hop?
fuck him.
You think the mayor of
You said
Chicago could make it so that rappers didn't make vulgar hip hop?
You think he can make it?
I'm asking, do you think that the mayor of Chicago or Cincinnati or any major city could create a situation where rappers no longer make vulgar hip hop? That's what you think.
Yeah, they can put a stop to this if they want to, but no.
How?
Just like the Jew dude said to produce. Man,
Wait.
you can shut shit down, man.
How?
Just like you cut off, just
Wait a
like
minute.
you can turn on that car and cut it off,
I'm
they
not-
can do the same thing.
I'm asking you, honestly, this is an honest question. How can Avtab Pureval shut off vulgar hip hop in Cincinnati? How?
All you have to do is take it to the house and like, hey, look, President, Senators, this is what is my plan.
No, because you said
Hey,
local, and
we gotta
now
stop.
you going back to the president and the Senate. You said local, so let's stay local. How can Avtab Pureval stop young people from listening to vulgar hip
Now
hop
you trying
in
to-
Cincinnati?
Don't everything come down from the government if they want to shut shit down, media and all that.
But you said we shouldn't
Hey,
be focused
Zuckerberg,
on national.
shut up,
We
man,
should
listen.
only be focused on local.
I'm talking about, man. Oh Lord, have mercy. That's why I can't talk to you because you don't understand.
I'm
Hey,
asking
what I'm
for an
saying.
explanation. Please help me understand. Help me.
I'll just bring this to you, cuz.
What is it?
Some million cheese.
That's been up. Put it in that cart straight ahead.
Don't put that old milk
That's
up
the
there,
one I should
man.
have caught up yesterday.
Don't put that old milk up there.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, man.
don't put that old milk on the shelf. If you forgot about it, don't put it up.
No, I put it to the side. That's something else. I ain't know. Something else. I ain't know.
Well,
You know, something-
anything you
still something
forgot
else.
yesterday, don't sell to people.
Man, that's some chemical stuff that goes on the floor,
Oh,
like a spill or something like that.
I thought you said
I
some
forgot to
milk or
get-
some
get
eggs or
rid of
something.
when No, see, that's why I don't like talking to you, because you extra, man.
Why, I heard a dude and you
I don't
said
like
something
to
about
think you
eggs.
don't-
Didn't y'all hear him say something about eggs? I thought they were talking about milk or eggs, and you like, oh yeah, I forgot that yesterday. Just put it over there.
I just said I said I forgot about it yesterday. I had put it to the side. I forgot to get it yesterday.
All right,
That's what I said.
so it wasn't milk.
Back to your clowning, man.
No,
But yeah,
you
man, if they
clowning.
want to put a if they want to put a stop to it, man, that's my thing is this, Emmanuel. I ride with the Democrats when I was short of growing up and everything, because it was I can't go too further, but you know it was a favor for a favor type for many years for the hood gangsters and all.
Okay,
It was a favor and everything. And I was riding with them, man.
all right.
But until this shit came about and all that, and the fucking politicians shut everything down when we tried to get it, kids together and everything, I was
What
like,
are-
man, fuck y'all. And then y'all
Wait.
allowed it to happen.
What are we talking about?
And
When
stuff,
what
man,
shut
no.
down?
I'm talking about the Democrats, man.
No, but you said you
Y'all
were
was doing good and everything.
right. And then you said this S happened.
Huh?
What S happened to turn you against the Democrats?
I'm saying they allowed when they had control of the house and everything, they should have went like Obama when he had control of it. He should have took off like a flight, man. I was thinking that he could go really turn this world around, especially the black community, man.
What did you think
For the
he was gonna
violence
do?
And everything else, and I thought he was really gonna do that.
Do what?
That was his plan.
What did you
I
think
really
he was
thought-
gonna do?
Help the black community. Help the black community out. How can we come together as one and teach these kids? Half these kids, they don't have no guidance, no structures. They lost out here, man. They like zombies out here walking around in 100 degrees with a hoodie on.
Hold
Come
on.
on, man.
Twin?
Y'all tripping.
Twin.
You anemic or something?
Twin.
What, man?
I'm being as honest and as non-comedic.
I would like to talk to you. I like to talk to you face to face. Because this media phone shit, I really don't do.
All right.
And everything. I get on here and joke, but man to man, I love to talk to you and see.
I would too.
We can go from there. And
here's
everything.
what I really want to know.
Yeah.
What did you want Barack Obama to do? I get you wanted him to bring us
That's
all
what I really
together,
wanted to do.
but how did you expect him to do that? Like, for real, what did you expect Barack Obama to actually do?
Man, he could have before Barack, what you call it, before he went to Senate and everything else, president and everything. Barack was in the hood, man.
Okay.
He was in the hood all the time.
All right.
Engaging with Inglewood people. Hardest part of Chicago.
Right.
The South Side and the West Side.
Okay.
Now where that same energy at, man?
What did you want? What did you want him to do?
He could have engaged, put more parents in a school. Hey, we go teach our kids this. We go do this. Have more teacher conference and that. Engage with the teachers, man.
How is the president gonna put more parents in the school?
Like, remember when you was have parents conference and all that?
Yes.
Teach the kids and everything, how your child doing and that. They don't have that no more, man.
That's not the president's fault. The president don't do that. The president does not make parents go to parent-teacher conferences. He can't.
You took a person from Chicago and went up there and went to the White House with him. So tell me what the fuck you can't do. And you know how these kids in Chicago operate. You can take that same energy and shit and take it to the White House. Come on, man. He had somebody he had from Chicago and took him to the White House with him. I don't know if he's still there.
Twin, I want to be honest with you. I don't think that you understand what the president can and can't do.
I can't get in your head. No.
We need a civics class.
No. I don't need no class, so you can understand me.
No, you don't understand what the president can and cannot do. Look, I was critical.
You said what now?
You don't understand what the president can and cannot do.
I understand what he did. He did whatever the fuck they told him to do. Didn't he do that? Hey, we need you to do this, buddy. Go get Ben Laden. You go get him for.
That's different.
You can go get Ben Laden for. But you, man, that ain't no damn different.
That is very different.
Y'all knew Ben Laden was getting down. No, they knew Ben Laden was getting down.
Yeah,
for
we
the
need
loan.
some
Come
civics
on, man.
classes.
They just wanted their territory.
We need some civics classes.
Government just wanted their territory. No, civic my ass. I'm all goddamn in knowledge. I'm tired of this bullshit. I know that.
No, you really don't understand what the president can and cannot do.
I understand too much.
Well, then you overstand what the president can and cannot do, and you need to just get to a regular point of standing. He gone. Are you mad because the president can't force parents to go to parent-teacher conferences? We need some civics classes. That's not how it works. And look, don't get me wrong. Again, I was critical of some of the stuff that Barack Obama did and didn't do. I was. I promise y'all I was. People didn't like me because I was. I remember Glenn used to fuss at me all the time because I would say the president need to do this. And he would, what specifically do you want the president to do? And I would say, well, you know how he just came out and said that he believes that gay people should be able to marry whoever they want to marry, but he didn't pass no legislation. I don't care. I said, you know how he came out and he said that? Why didn't he come out and say, I don't think the police should be shooting unarmed black men? I mean, if you're just giving lip service to stuff, give us some lip service too. As a man, you can't beat some good lip service. But I understood there may not be anything specifically legislatively that he could do. But as people call it, the bully pulpit. I like the idea, just like, and if you followed, I remember following that whole gay marriage debate nonsense. How did you get on gay marriage? Just trust me, I'm going somewhere. I remember following the whole gay marriage debate, right? And I remember people were anti-gay marriage. Barack Obama had said he's anti-gay marriage. But then at some point, he began doing a lot of talking about how he was not anti-gay marriage. He just kept saying it. Everywhere you looked up, Barack and Michelle was congratulating some gay person for coming out the closet. Oh, Jason Collins, the NBA player, he came out and said he's gay. You get a phone call from the president. Congratulations on being gay. They went out of their way to make it known to America that your president and your first lady supports homosexuals being free to be homosexual and marry whoever they want to marry and do whatever they want to do. And you could watch the polls as the president and the first lady said it and made it a big issue. The polls changed. I don't remember the numbers. Now I'm just going to make up some numbers. 85% of people was against gay marriage. 15% was for it. Of course, y'all know that wasn't actual numbers because there's always some people who haven't decided. By the time Barack Obama and Michelle Obama got finished telling us how good gay marriage and gay sex was, 85% of Americans wanted to go have gay sex and marry a man or a woman of the same gender, and 15% didn't. Again, I made up those numbers. They're not actual. They're not true. And I used a little hyperbole. They weren't telling us gay sex was good. But the point is that being the president and speaking on it over and over and over and over helped change the minds of America. So I felt like he could do the same thing for black people. And remember when Trayvon Martin got killed? And his response was, that could be my son. Remember when, I can't remember his name. I keep wanting to say Claude Anderson, but it wasn't Claude Anderson. The police at his house and all that kind of stuff. That was not, what is it? Oh, well, y'all know who I'm talking about, though. And they had the beer summit. He came out, and he was like, that officer was stupid. And they was like, what? And he was like, well, okay, I was playing. He wasn't stupid. I don't know. I've never been in his shoes. Can we just drink some beer? But if he'd have stayed on that and hammered it and hammered it and hammered it and hammered it, stop treating black people bad. Stop treating black. Police got to stop doing this to black people. Police got to stop doing this to black people. If he'd have did that as long as he did, and him and Michelle had called every black person that said I was abused by police and that ring, hey, this is President Obama. I just want to say I'm sorry that this happened. And, you know, if they would have did the same, Michelle just ring, hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm so sorry that you went through that, and I wish you didn't have to go through that anymore. Thank you, Michelle. And, oh, I got my ass beat by the police. Ring, hello, who is this? Oh, this is Barack Obama, and I think that, I know it's a bad Barack Obama, but call me. Make a big deal out of it like you did with the gay thing. Do the same thing for the black man that you did for the gay man and woman. Then maybe minds would have changed. But I'm still not sitting here saying, well, as the president, he should have made all the parents go to the parent-teacher conferences. The president can't do that. That's an unrealistic expectation. That's not good. And if that's what you think, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Well, he could have signed an executive order that said every parent got to go to parent-teacher conference. That would be stupid. And again, like y'all see, well, Barack Obama didn't do nothing, so Donald Trump ain't got to do nothing. But you're going to vote for Donald Trump. Because he say I ain't doing S. So I'm going to vote for him because he said he ain't doing S. That sounds good to me because Barack didn't do nothing. That's not reasonable. That's not reasonable. Well, shoot, I ain't even worried because I've heard the talking point. When you get hammered on the presidency and what the president ain't gonna do and how bad Donald Trump is, tell everybody you shouldn't even be focused on the national election. You should be focused on local elections. I've heard that. It's a nice ploy. When people are pointing out that your dude sucks, that your dude don't like black people, that your dude ain't gonna do nothing for black people, that your dude won't even entertain the idea of doing anything for black people, well, that's national elections anyway. We need to focus on local elections. So what do you want the local people to do? He could go to the president and tell the president to do. You right back to national. They could stop young kids from listening to vulgar hip hop. No, they can't. Like, at least if you're going to be like, well, local is really where it's at. Local is really where it's at. Local is really where it's at. That's where you see change. Local is where you see change. What change you want to see? Oh, they be cussing a lot in hip hop. The mayor of New York can't change cussing in hip hop. Damn sure the mayor of Cincinnati can't change cussing in hip hop. Especially if you won't even stop cussing on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? But you cussing is bad. But you can't not do it. So you want the mayor to stop the kids in his city from listening to vulgar hip hop. How he gonna do that? He should talk to the president and his senator. So you're going back to national. Blake says, Twin is right. You just a hater. What is he right about? I agree with him on some stuff, even though he didn't like the fact that I agreed with him. But I agree with him on some stuff. I don't know, y'all. Like I say, he was, Color Me Bert. He played the victim, according to reports. Trump played the victim. Hold on. Because, he's always a victim. People who are always a victim are interesting to me. They're interesting to me. Always, you always the victim. Always. Always. He says, I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country. But he was complaining about he got a rude introduction. He didn't like the questions that he was asked. He's the victim. Y'all treating me so bad. They treated me so bad, so very, very bad, very badly. He said, well, Kamala's going to do a Zoom call. He want to know what's up with that. Talking about Kamala Trump. She declined, and I'm getting ready to land in order to be there. Now I'm told that she's doing the event on Zoom. What's going on here? He's a victim again. He's a victim. He is the victim. I understand. Sometimes he does get treated badly. I think that's a little karma, because I think he treats people badly. But most times he just playing victim. Now, of course, y'all know I didn't get opportunity to watch it. I just reading the story. Again, I be at work. In spite of what y'all seem to believe, I have a job. So I don't get a chance to watch everything. Raven, celebrity. Raven, did you tell my not so intelligent friend what I said earlier today? Did you tell him before I read what you said? And John, I'm still waiting for you to tell me what was Twin. I'm saying John Blade. I'm still waiting for you to tell me what was Twin right about. This is the only thing I don't like about the messages. People say stuff, and then what happens a lot of times, I get irritated. I don't hate people or I'm mad at people, none of that kind of stuff. But I get irritated when people say stuff. And then can't back it up or justify it. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate anyone. Well, I don't hate most people. I don't like it when people say stuff and, I'm going to just say what I said and then I'm going to just let it be there. Then why are you... I don't understand that. Talk as a format. You have to understand people are going to disagree with you. It's going to get a little confrontational. You are attempting to shape people's minds, whether you say you are or not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this. You would just keep that stuff to yourself. If you're attempting to shape people's minds, you've got to be willing to have a conversation with people who don't agree with you. But I'm just going to say it, and then that's just going to be that. I'm not going to defend my statements, and if you don't agree with me, then you just don't agree with me. Then why? That's not the way this works. Drop Squad.
What up, Emanuel?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Bro, you in my algorithm on YouTube. So I just want to hear what you're talking about. Then I hear you say about you hate when people say things and can't back it up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now do you remember last week? I think it was last week when I called you.
Uh-huh.
And I told you how the Democrat Party, the Kamala Harris campaign are going to try to inject themselves into that case.
No.
Remember I told you?
No.
Well, yeah, okay. Isn't that funny?
Well, hold on.
Now you can't remember something that happened.
No, Drop Squad.
I don't even call you that much.
Oh, Drop Squad. Let me clarify for you what you actually said, because that's not what you said. What you said was the reason that Al Sharpton was going down there was to get Kamala Harris elected president. That's wholly different from what you just said. So if you miscommunicated your message, don't blame me. Take that blame upon yourself and then try to be a better... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I appreciate what you telling me what you heard. Okay, maybe I got it wrong when I said it, but the point is, I said that Al Sharpton, who goes to the White House regularly, okay, who we all know is a black spokesperson / civil rights leader / willing accomplice of the desperate Democrats. We all know that.
Well, I reject that they're desperate, but I guess I understand your point.
Okay, so this is how I'll prove what I was telling you. And I mean, you could call it prediction or whatever. I call it my political knowledge and political savvy on how they run things when it comes to the black vote.
Okay.
So there was a news team down there covering the Massey family gathering or whatever, but they were talking about the presence of Ben Crump and the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Okay.
The reporter chose to say, add to the story, that Kamala Harris also has called the family.
Okay.
Now, Manuel, you tell me, isn't that interjecting yourself into something, am I right or wrong, during an election year?
Well, and yes, you're right. It is. But what's wrong with that? Like, if I knew the family, if I had access to their phone number, you know what I would call them as well. Right now, in the middle of an election year, and say, my condolences on the loss of your loved one. So what is wrong with I'm more shocked, well, not really, but Donald Trump should have been calling them saying, I'm sorry for the loss of your loved one. That's just reasonable.
Well, I don't know why you interjected Donald Trump. Well, I do know. That's a rhetorical question.
Because he's running for president.
Because, no, I get it. I get why you have to throw Trump in the mix. Because the fact still remains that I was right when I made the prediction that they were going to try. They haven't, because, see, again, Kamala Harris and the campaign didn't announce it because it would have looked like pandering. Okay, so they had the reporter who was covering Ben Crump and Al Sharpton to just mention that Kamala Harris called the family.
I'm not sure why that's funny, number one. But number two, look, it's reasonable that a reporter would mention, just like you remember, I'm sure you'll remember this.
Wasn't.
Hold on, can I get it out?
Okay.
I'm sure that you'll remember this because you might have a tampon on your ear right now, for all I know. Do you remember when Donald Trump got shot?
That line sounded like something you'd be putting in the Wire Live chat. I got a tampon in my ear. Go ahead.
Do you remember when Donald Trump
I
allegedly
remember.
got shot?
It's not allegedly. There was an assassination attempt.
Well, hold on, stop.
And the bullet. Bullet grazed his. You've heard of a graze? You get a graze wound.
It is clearly allegedly.
His ear got grazed.
How do you know that a bullet grazed him?
Okay, all right. Let's go with the
It's alleged.
Conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It is alleged. I can't independently verify that a bullet hit the man. The FBI director can't even independently verify that a bullet hit the man.
He did.
So he allegedly got shot.
Manuel.
Who
he didn't.
Who did what?
He said, "Listen, Emanuel."
You listen. I was talking and you try to interject. Then you're going to say, listen, like I'm being out of control. You listen.
Because you're not saying the truth. The FBI
I'm 100% saying the truth.
The FBI director said
What'd he say?
that the president was struck either by a bullet or bullet fragment. That's what he said.
Okay, and? So that means we're not sure that a bullet hit him in the ear.
It is. There's more. There's more. You just may not be aware of it.
But hold on. No, you getting caught up on the example. You're trying to distract me. That's not my point. The point is,
you're trying to say that it was,
drop.
Then what was it?
It don't matter.
Okay,
it don't matter. You remember when it happened, right?
It wasn't.
You remember when it happened, right? You remember when it happened.
What happened?
When he allegedly got shot. You remember that, right? Oh, now you don't remember?
Obviously.
All right. So wait a minute. Hold on. Will you listen? Will you listen?
You say allegedly.
Will you listen?
So let's go. I'm listening.
I remember watching a report and they said Joe Biden called the president. You remember that?
Yeah, he did.
So was that some type of a political ploy by the reporters to report that the person that the man was running against called him to express, that he didn't agree with that and to check on his well-being?
Oh, he had to. He had to control the narrative.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to. He's a decent human being.
Yes, he did.
No, he's a decent human being.
Yes, he did. The narrative could have been that this was a Biden-Harris supporter who've been listening at the desperate Democrats for years.
Everybody
saying
already
that
knew by
Donald
that
Trump is a
time that
detriment
by the time that
to the
report came
American
out, the
people.
report had already come out that the guy was a registered Republican.
They didn't. They knew nothing about this guy.
No, they already knew that. They already knew that. But the point is,
this ain't
the reporters,
radio, bro.
made it clear that when a high profile case happens and somebody high profile reaches out to that person, reporters are gonna report that. That's just what's going to happen. So the reporter reporting that the apparent Democratic nominee called this family in this extremely high profile case is not shocking to anyone. It's not the Democrats is trying to politicize this. That's just reporting. It's everyday reporting. Hello?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I agree with pretty much everything you said, but the one thing that's missing from that is Kamala Harris could have made it a public statement, just like she did, like her, Obama, and Michelle Obama did with that fake set-up phone call of Obama announcing his endorsement of Kamala Harris. You know that was fake. It was staged.
Well, of course it was staged. Absolutely.
The same thing. She could, but see, the thing is, Emanuel, the officer has already been arrested, already been fired, already been indicted, already been charged with first-degree murder.
Okay.
Now, in the past, when that scenario goes down like you explained it, they're trying to bring attention to the case.
Okay.
Because maybe a prosecutor is trying to say whatever.
Right, but this
blah,
was not
blah,
that.
blah.
Yeah, like you said, they had already been all that stuff.
That's why I'm saying this election is so important. For Kamala
hold on, wait a minute. I'm not.
Image of herself.
Drop. I'm not understanding what you started a point and then you abandoned it. Now, I hope you abandoned it because it was nonsense. But you started a point and then you abandoned the point. And I want to understand what the point is that you were trying to make. It sounds like the point that you're trying to make is, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because this person was dead already and that officer had been indicted, arrested, charged, all of that kind of stuff, that somehow the nominee for president should not have called to express her condolences to a family of someone who looked like unjustly murdered. Is that the point you were trying to make?
No, my point
Sounded
is
like it to me.
It wasn't necessary to make it a public thing. That's my point.
Who made it public?
It wasn't necessary.
Who made it public?
Those elements.
Who made it public?
The media, the press made it public. Al Sharpton didn't say it. Ben Crump didn't say it.
And Kamala didn't say it. So how is that Kamala?
No, they didn't.
Right. So how is that Kamala's fault that more than likely the family says to a reporter, Kamala Harris also called to express her condolences, and then the reporter, hearing that information, reports that information, and now that's somehow Kamala Harris politicizing this event? She didn't say it.
Let me tell you how I know, because there wouldn't have been time for him to confirm what this source said. So he's reporting something that he cannot confirm or corroborate.
People do that all the time. How do you blame Kamala Harris for that?
Bro, don't get mad at me.
I'm not mad, but just what you're saying doesn't make sense.
The pundits are in a rush to reconstruct the image of Kamala Harris.
What?
That's what this is all about, Emanuel. It's a rush. They got about 3 weeks.
How is that Kamala Harris's fault that the media, even if I accept your premise that he didn't have time to verify it, but he reported it anyway? How is that Kamala Harris's fault?
It's the same reason she chose Megan Stallion to open
No.
up.
Hold on. No, actually
Georgia
answer my question because what you're saying is what you're saying right now is ridiculous. How is it Kamala Harris's fault that a reporter reported the news?
Show some respect to the caller. It's the same way.
Hold on. No. Caller, show some respect to the host. You interrupt me. I very rarely even get a full sentence out without you interrupting. Show some respect for the host and actually answer the question that he asked. How is it Kamala Harris's fault that a reporter reported? What about the respect? I'm not even finished asking the question, and you're interrupting me. I thought we were working on a premise of show some respect. I'm not finished asking the question. Let me get the question out before you answer it. How is it Kamala Harris's fault that a reporter reported the news?
It wasn't news. The reporter tried to create some news on behalf of the Kamala Harris campaign within the community where Sonia Massey lives in the Chicago area, because Chicago is ground center for illegal immigration, which is all over her face.
So let me accept your premise. The reporter tried to create some news. How is that Kamala Harris's fault?
You keep saying that.
Because you blame Kamala Harris for trying to turn this political, and I'm asking you.
I was explaining.
No. You said Kamala Harris tried to turn this. I predicted it, and it happened. Kamala Harris was going to turn this political. Your reasoning for why your prediction was correct was because a reporter reported the news. How is it Kamala Harris's fault? Even if that reporter was trying to make news, how is that Kamala Harris's fault?
Emanuel, stop creating the straw man by saying
you said it.
What's Kamala's fault?
You said it.
None of this
you
is her
said
fault.
she turned it political. You said she turned it political. Hold on. Did you say she turned it political?
I said the desperate Democratic Party and the Kamala Harris campaign are going to try to exploit the pain and suffering of the Sonia Massey family because they are hurting for the black vote, especially in the Chicago area where this incident occurred.
So please explain to me how a reporter reporting the news is Kamala Harris or the desperate Democrats trying to exploit the situation for the black vote. How is that reporter saying that her fault?
I never said any. Again,
how is that her trying to exploit the news?
You need to move
on. No. You need to answer the question because you're saying nonsense.
Kamala's fault.
You said you just finished clarifying that is somehow her and the Democrats trying to exploit this situation. I'm asking how one reporter reporting something is Kamala Harris and the Democrats trying to exploit something. It's a simple question.
How many times how many different ways
you haven't answered it yet?
Understand what I'm saying?
You haven't answered it.
Yes, I have. I've answered it like 5 or 6 times.
No, you haven't.
Because you keep saying it's Kamala's fault. I never said it. She's the beneficiary of it because she was installed.
That means you didn't hear the question.
See, now you interrupted me.
Absolutely.
I said that the desperate Democratic Party and the campaign.
You just said all of it.
It's just the Joe Biden campaign. Kamala Harris don't have her people. She's just a puppet, Emanuel.
Okay, she's a puppet.
I keep telling you.
For the sake of argument, I'm accepting all of these premises, but you still haven't explained to me how this is exploitation by Kamala Harris or the Democrats. How?
Because everything that should have happened has happened already. When we talk about cases like this, where a police officer clearly uses excessive force and kills a person.
In other words, you just said some stuff that you can't back up, so you're going to keep repeating yourself. What else did you have?
I just wanted to prove my point. And like I said,
I want you to know you proved nothing. You proved absolutely nothing. Well, you proved one thing.
It's only been a week.
You did prove one thing.
You even agreed with me.
What did I agree with you?
You agreed with me.
What did I agree with you on?
Kamala Harris's name, whether she did it or whoever did it, her name was attached to the Sonia Massey case. And it was done in conjunction of Al Sharpton and Ben Crump.
No, it wasn't. You even admitted that Al Sharpton didn't say it. Kamala Harris didn't say it. Ben Crump didn't say it.
Brought the reporters there.
Right. So how is that Kamala's fault?
Oh, Manuel, I never said it's her fault. Why do you keep saying that?
Because you keep saying it, like you might just be a little too dense to understand that is what you're saying.
She didn't run in the primary. The Democrats did not vote for her.
You don't even understand what you're saying.
Okay,
she was installed. And
Biden was trailing in the polls.
And
so I'm telling you, the desperate Democrat machine is moving full steam ahead. They just have a different candidate now.
I still don't understand what the point. What do you think? What point do you think that makes that Joe Biden dropped out and Kamala is now the nominee? What in your Republican mind? What point do you think that makes?
That makes the point very clear that the Democrat Party does not trust their voters. Okay? So if the voters put it or vote for someone that they think is not electable, because the Democrat Party machine is so strong and powerful, Emanuel, they feel that they can put anybody, and get them elected. So to me,
that doesn't make sense.
This was not.
You just contradicted yourself.
Democracy in our country when it comes to the electoral process.
I know you don't know this, but you contradicted yourself in the preamble to that, what you thought was a point. You contradicted yourself.
Okay. Explain that.
The point that you were making was that the Democrats didn't think that Joe Biden was electable, right?
Yes.
All right. Yet you said the Democrats believe that they can put anybody in there and because of their machine, get them elected. So if that was their mindset, wouldn't they have just left Joe Biden in there? They still got the same machine and he would have just gotten elected using your logic.
No. Physically, it was clear. It was physically clear. Everybody in America, 50 million people, Emanuel, saw that I don't care what machine, Joe Biden was barely able to stand up and be in a coherent mindset.
Right. Which stands against what you said, that the machine could get anybody elected. Clearly, they're not of the mindset that it could get anybody elected because they decided that even our machine can't get this guy elected. So yeah, you contradicted yourself.
I mean, come on, Daniel, really?
What? You contradicted yourself. You did.
Okay, if you want to call that a contradiction, that's fine. But it was obvious.
But I still, even with all of that being said, I still don't understand what point y'all think y'all making by saying
it's not me.
It is you. You're on the phone making the point right now.
Everybody in America, America saw what happened, okay? When our president dropped out and said that Kamala is going to take over for me. Okay?
And that's a good thing.
Everybody saw the immediate change.
Yes.
In what was going on.
Right.
It was front page.
Yes.
We ain't hearing nothing about what Trump said.
Right.
We ain't hearing nothing about cat ladies. All we hear, Kamala.
Yes.
Kamala.
Exactly. And
she wasn't the border czar. She was the border czar. More people came across the border under Trump than under her.
Okay, and?
I mean, again, because she trusts the machine.
I'm still not understanding what your point is.
Oh, man, I know. I'm telling you, bro. like I said, Emanuel.
Just so you know, Drop,
This is
that
gonna
whole
be-
border
this is
czar
gonna be a
thing,
huge task.
that whole border czar thing is a ridiculous argument. First, had she, and I'm giving it the best try I can. Let's say they made her the so-called border czar, and then border crossings dropped to 0. Does she get credit for that? With me, the answer is no. She does not have the ability to pass any legislation, to mobilize troops, to do anything. That, like you said, that call from Barack Obama was staged. And I can't believe you don't understand. Some of this stuff is pure politics. So her being the border czar was pure D politics, whether it went good or bad. She does not have the authority to change the laws to make anything happen. What's she gonna do? Go down there and stand and look and say, oh man, it's a damn shame. All right, let's go home. There is nothing that she could have done to change it for the good or for the bad. So you can call her the border czar.
But Emanuel.
But how did her being the border czar make the situation worse?
Emanuel, did you see her last night after Megan Thee Stallion went off stage?
Yeah, let's not answer
Vice
that question.
President Harris came up and gave her speech, right?
Okay.
And she actually said, Emanuel, that more people came across the border under Trump than under her and Biden. She actually said it.
Okay.
Okay? It's clear. It's clear that now she's trying to say that the border is Trump's fault.
Okay.
So again, Emanuel,
Of course she's trying to say that.
Can see it. People can see it, and this election is about turnout. It's about having your voters inspired to show up and vote you in.
All right.
She's got that now on August 1st, tomorrow. Well, that's still 3 more months away, Emanuel. I don't know if she can keep it up. I don't know if the media can keep it up because other things are starting to happen that's going to affect her being the #1 news story.
Okay.
So thank you for taking my call, Emanuel.
All right.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
And I would love to get into a real structured debate with you because
I'm not
I
sure
would
you could do it.
destroy you.
I'm not sure you could do it. You couldn't answer a single question. Not a single one.
No, we would need a moderator. That's what I mean. That's why I say something structured.
Yeah, where someone would hold your feet to the fire and say, no, actually answer the question that was asked.
And you too. You good, bro.
I answer every question asked.
You know iron sharpen iron.
Every question that you asked me, I answered it. You can't say the same.
No, you didn't, because you kept saying, why is it Kamala's fault? Why is it Kamala's fault? You kept saying
that was
over
that,
and over.
I can't believe you don't know. That was me asking
over.
questions. Every question that you asked me, I actually answered. You didn't.
Right. And I kept answering over and over and over.
You kept
but again,
rambling,
like
but
I
you
said,
never actually answered.
It was fun.
But look, I got to run. I got another call coming in.
I know you got it. I can't wait to hear
I got a call coming
who
in.
follows me because I'm a tough call to follow. Peace out, Emmanuel.
Right.
Thanks for taking the call.
All right. Yeah, he didn't answer any questions. Dante, sorry, I was trying to get to you. Go ahead. You can call back. I'll get to the call right away. But yeah, no, he didn't answer any questions. For real, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't understand what the point is that they're trying to make when they say Joe Biden dropped out and Kamala Harris became the nominee. Okay. And we know that happened. We watched it. What's the point that you're trying to make? And again, maybe I'm the one that's dense and I'm missing that point. So when I ask the question, explain it to me. Tell me, what's the point you're trying to make? I don't understand the point that y'all trying to make. Guess what? If Donald Trump dropped out right now and endorsed J.D. Vance, he would then more than likely get those delegates and become the nominee. And I don't get their point. Dante.
How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Hey, man. I've called you a few times, mostly like on the bus, but a few times, on your platform now. But man, rarely do I do this, man. But I don't usually call people names. But man, dude is just he's a clear case of trying to be smart but sounding dumb as hell.
It's true.
Like man, like some of the stuff that people say, man, and some of the stuff that people think, it's just not even logical. It's just not even logical. Like you saying, why is this lady calling? Why did Kamala Harris call this lady's family? Because she's running for president. It's a sensitive situation, and the dumbass that she's running against wants the police to have immunity. So therefore, if this situation occurs after, January, whatever, and Donald Trump's win, the guy wouldn't even been arrested. And this is who you want to vote for? Among other things, I've never, ever heard Donald Trump mention any kind of policy about anything. I've never once even heard Donald Trump run anything on policy. Everything is like a fear tactic, a scare tactic. Well, so-and-so win, you this will happen, and this will happen. I've never once heard this guy say anything about a policy. Not one policy. Like, I just don't understand this crap, man. I don't understand it. And like, it's your right. People are entitled to vote for whoever they want to vote for. I just don't understand it, man. I don't get it. And I'm a pretty open-minded individual, but this is one I don't understand. I don't get, man. I don't understand it. Especially being a person of color, I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
I actually don't get it. And it frustrates the hell out of me, man.
Look, I didn't understand his point in that he says
he doesn't have one, man.
Kamala called the family to express her condolences. Somehow, that is Kamala exploiting this family. But it's not like Kamala came out and said, hey, I called that family. Al didn't say, hey, Kamala called them. Ben didn't say, Kamala called them. The family said, Kamala called us to express her condolences. And the reporter reported it. And somehow, that's Kamala Harris exploiting this black family. It just don't make sense.
But you know what? In my opinion, if anybody's playing the political game with this family, I would say it's Donald Trump. Because you know why? Donald Trump can't call that family and apologize. You know why he can't? For one, it'll kill his base, and for two, it'll go against his policy of the immunity thing.
Yeah.
So he can't call it. If he can't call and apologize to the family, it's gonna make him look bad. That's who's playing the political game. If you ask me, it'll do away with his immunity thing. I don't understand these black folks, man. That's on his dude's job like this, man.
I don't either.
It kills me, man. And then the thing with Twin, like, dude, why don't you understand that sounds foolish as hell? For the president to put a policy together to make every family go to PTA meeting. You know how dumb that sounds?
They don't, because look, if you don't understand their powers and the process, then that sounds, you're like, hey, it need to happen, and he should make them do it. But so if you don't understand it, you think the president is all powerful, it makes sense.
Yo, man, that sounds dumb either way, bro. Man, you trying to sugarcoat some shit. It sounds dumb either way, bro. And then the one thing what I really, really call for. I'm sorry, I'm at work, but the background. The one thing I really call for, and I know a lot of people, on your Facebook Live wonders this. Why do certain people call your program with a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of aggression that they don't call the mainstream program with? Why do they do that?
Well, I think I know why.
I get the fact that, they can use profanity or whatever. I'm not talking about the use of profanity. I'm talking about the overall energy and the overall aggression. Why don't they do that with him?
I think I understand why.
Please explain to me.
I think people do that actually for a couple of reasons. I think one, people do perceive like he's a short dude. He's he on screen anyway. I think I look maybe a little slender. If you meet me, you see I'm fat, and people really think they can bully me. That's number one. Number two, I think people understand that I'm just open to having these conversations as aggressively as you want to have them. I think that plays into it. But also people perceive that I bully people. So I think they think that I'm getting my comeuppance when they try to do it back. So I think all of that plays into it.
Well, okay. All right.
I just let them do it because it don't hurt me none, and let people, be as aggressive, on the phone as they want to be. Plus, I met Twin. Me and Twin, talked for a quick moment, shook hands. Everything was all cool. So some of it is just, whatever it is.
Well, I didn't say any names, but since you brought it up, I'm just saying, my thing is, I think it's something different. I think it's a thing where that they feel like how they say, you're trying to trick me. Man, that's why I can't talk to you. You're trying to trick me. You twisted things around, and I think it's like a form of protection or something.
A defense mechanism that they've developed.
A defense mechanism, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was trying to say. Yes, a defense mechanism. You're trying to trick me. So they come off with the cuss words and aggression. Well, my thing is, why don't you come off with the cussing and the aggression? Well, you can't cuss. But why don't you come off with the aggression with the other guy who automatically defends the other side automatically? Like if you say something, I automatically think you're lying because, no, that can't be true. 35 people can call in and tell you, yes, that's what happened, but you will automatically say, oh, no, that's not true. I can't believe that. Now we're up to 50 people calling in saying the same thing. I just can't believe that to be true. Why aren't you aggressive with that guy?
I don't know.
That's the point I don't understand. But, I don't know. I'm a little short, fat guy, too, man. You ain't going to talk to me like that.
Oh,
That's the end of the day.
Did you?
Well, man, guess what, man? Hey, go ahead. I heard you.
No, I was just going to ask, did you have anything else?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, man, I just want you to know that, I appreciate the program. I appreciate it's information. It's a lot of, I get a lot of information from you. And I just, like you said, man, we need a civics class, man. We need a civics class. A civics class would help a lot of people understand the simple part of politics on what the president can and can't do, what your local government can and can't do, what the Supreme Court can and can't do. I really think that a lot of us do need a civics class. We need to look into doing that. You and, what's her name? Marquetta?
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right.
All right, have a good one, bro.
All right, I appreciate you calling. All right. 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. I did not even get the opportunity to touch on, if you elect me as your president, you will never have to vote again. I didn't get an opportunity to touch on that. Oh, my goodness. When they talk about saying the quiet part out loud, the only thing that they could come up with was he was joking. But when he was asked about it, he didn't say he was joking. He didn't say, I'm just playing. Oh, man, that was just hyperbole. Like, oh, y'all know I was joking. Y'all know I don't really mean that. And he was even giving it out. I don't know, and I didn't pull it up. I'll play it tomorrow. I'll find it and play it tomorrow. But he was on Fox. I believe it was Laura Ingraham, who was trying to give him an out. Like, you didn't really mean that. And he's like, hold on, wait. Let me explain. Christians don't vote very much. And I'm trying to get them to understand that if they vote for me, then, I'll fix everything so that they never have to vote again. She's like, but you don't really mean that people won't vote again. And he's like, no, Christians don't vote. And if they vote for me, then they won't ever have to vote again. And I'm like, he will not say, no, I didn't mean that. I really think he meant that. He meant what he said. He could have just said, Laura, let me be clear. I said what I said. And everybody else trying, it's Trump. It's just a Trumpism. Or, he's just joking around. Or, the point I think that he was trying to make. Donald Trump basically said, I said what I said. Quit asking me about it. What did I say? That's what I meant. He basically said that to Laura without using those words. He would not bite on, no, I didn't really mean that we're going to get rid of free and fair elections. I didn't mean that. He could have easily said that when she gave him the out. He refused to say that he did not mean that. So for everybody saying he clearly didn't mean that, why won't he say he clearly didn't mean that? What's stopping him from saying, I clearly didn't mean that? Yeah, all these other people translating what he said. He said what he said. But how y'all gonna say he a threat to democracy? Because that nigga said, if you put me in the office of presidency, you ain't gonna never have to vote again. That's why. I don't understand how y'all trying to words put together in a certain pattern have meaning in the English language. So I don't have the exact quote. But if you elect me president, then you will never have to vote again. In English, what that means is, if you elect me president, then you will never have to vote again. Those words in that order has a meaning. You can try to twist yourself into pretzels to explain that he didn't mean what he said he meant, but he said it out loud. And somebody help me understand, when did Christians not vote? Every Christian that I know votes. I'm sure there's some that don't. But every Christian that I know votes. Drop Squad says, Emanuel, you are showing symptoms of Trump derangement syndrome. Hold on, let me look something up before I answer that. Because I like to, it's not an actual question, but I do like to answer it. Let me see. Okay, yes, no, this is clearly not Trump derangement syndrome. Derangement is the state of being completely unable to think clearly or behave in a controlled way. I'm very much thinking clearly. What did I say that's not logical or reasonable? That words put together in a certain pattern have a meaning? That's clearly reasonable. So I clearly have the ability to think clearly and behave in a controlled way. So I'm not sure if you want to call. I don't believe in running from, nonsense. If you want to call someone calling Trump out on his BS, Trump derangement syndrome, because it's in quotation marks, and apparently this is a new day. Words don't necessarily mean what they actually mean. So if Trump derangement syndrome means recognizing when Donald Trump says stupid shit and calling it out and recognizing when this man is being a clear danger to democracy and calling it out, then sure, I have Trump derangement syndrome. I'll own that. Ignore drop. Don't respond to his foolishness. I like to respond. I don't mind, because I think that's supposed to be, people use certain things to try to get you to not, like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, this is what Trump said. This is what that means. You got Trump derangement syndrome. I'm supposed to be, well, no. Well, maybe I'm just looking at it wrong, because I don't want people to say I have Trump derangement syndrome. So maybe that don't mean what it means. Damn that. If I got Trump derangement syndrome, I got Trump derangement syndrome. And if looking at the words that come out of his mouth and saying that they mean what they mean is Trump derangement syndrome, I'll take it. It's not going to make me not say what I'm going to say. So, okay, Trump derangement syndrome. Cool. That man said, if you elect me as president, you ain't going to never have to vote again. I perceive that as you ain't gonna never get to vote again. All this voting stuff gonna be over. Oh, we gonna fix this whole election system. You ain't gonna never get to vote for president again. And how are people okay? Americans who fly the American flag, they the most fake patriotic people. They fly that American flag, wrap themselves in it, make clothes out of it, ties and hats and bandanas, and wrap their car in it and wrap their house in it, and, all of that stuff. But a man telling you, we doing away with democracy. Oh, you wrapped up in the flag. You are literally wrapped up in the flag, cheering a man, telling you that you ain't gonna get to vote no more. But you love America? I ain't never been one to fail for all of that fake patriotism. Never. We love America. You don't love America. You like what you like. You like being the dominant group that gets to oppress people, even if you don't get to actually do the oppression. Oh, now somebody said I sound like Lincoln Ware. I don't think I sound anything like Lincoln Ware. I think our voices sound totally different. But even though you don't get to do the oppression, you get to see the oppression, and somehow that fills you with satisfaction. That's weird to me. It is. You 76 years old, can't afford your medicine, eating cat food, living in a trailer, half the time ain't got no electricity, ain't got money for food, medicine, water, like I said, electricity, none of that. But you 100% down for the dude who ain't gonna help you at all, who ain't gonna help you pay for your medicine, who ain't gonna help you get medical care, who wanna take that from you You on his team. How have they convinced you that one of these days you gonna be a billionaire and you wanna keep your billions of dollars? You 76 in a trailer eating cat food. You probably not about to come up. You put that flag on that you probably found and stole, or, you know, skipped a couple cat meals to afford so you could go to the rally and wrap yourself in it while he tell you, I'm not gonna help you pay for your medicine and your food. Trump, 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 Trump. Oh, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Brent.
If you can convince the lowest white man he is better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. He'll give him someone to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you. That was by LBJ, you know, the president that Ron D. hates, has been hating for these last 50 years. And that is so very true. You know, they constantly think that black people, regardless of what schools they've gone to, what heights they've achieved, they always have that card that they can play that says, oh, well, it was affirmative action, or it was DEI, or it was CRT, which is saying that you were a nigger by any other name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they always do. But to swing all the way to the other super black side of things, the opposite end of the spectrum, unless Kamala, the Ugandan giant Harris, gives me reparations and frees Palestine and the Congo and makes chitlins half price because we're getting price gouged, I ain't voting for her. So that's they be coming off of some old crazy stuff. You need to get some of what you want or absolutely nothing of what you want. But I guess if you get nothing of what you want, that still gives you the room to be able to complain about what they ain't giving to you.
Yeah.
Which is still the logic they use. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know, that's like blaming your mama. Mama, why daddy always whooping your tail? And she'd be like, well, why is daddy, why you always whooping mama's tail? What's going on here? So it's just crazy. But bottom line with Drop and types like him who calls in with a deck of 3x5 index cards, they are scared that there is excitement around Kamala Harris. They knew with Biden there really wasn't that excitement. We could see that, Grandpa, needs an extra cup of Ensure and some Geritol and, needs a shawl on. But we love Grandpa, we're going to get him across the finish line. But now that she has energized and even got white folks for Kamala Harris, and they raised a whole bunch of
and
money.
The white folks for Kamala Harris are actually white folks, unlike the black folks for Trump, where it was all white folks.
Yes, because even at the event today, they initially said there wasn't supposed to be an audience, but there were apparently people out there in the audience, and I wanted to see what that audience looked like, because I guarantee there was a bunch of white folks that was up in there. It wasn't black folks. And why? Did you see any parts of it or see any glimpses?
I didn't. I have to go and watch it later on this evening. I got an appointment at like 6, so I'm going to have to get off of here shortly. But I'll have to watch it after my appointment.
Okay, well, just quickly with that, the way they were spaced out, it was like COVID-19 social distancing. They was far away from each other. And it's like, why are they was at least 6 feet apart each chair. And it just made no sense why they're that far apart unless Trump just didn't want to be that close, the 3 black women. Because he continued to call them nasty and calls them, unintelligent and, just all. Nasty is his favorite word when it comes to talking about black women he doesn't agree with. Initially, Omarosa, she was great until she wasn't, and he called her nasty too. Just quick geography. How far is Cincinnati from Cleveland?
About 4 hours.
About 4 hours. Okay. Yeah,
Drive.
Drop also tried to. Yeah, Drop tried to tie Springfield into Chicago, and Springfield and Chicago are 3.5 hours apart, and that's just to get to the south side, the south suburbs of Chicago. So to put it in California terms, it is longer distance to go from L.A. to Tijuana. Well, it's shorter to go to L.A. to Tijuana than it is to go from Springfield to Chicago. So stop trying to tie those two together. But I'm sure he was hoping that no one actually knew actual geography. And he likes calling in those shows, and you and Nathan Ivey, I'm guessing he's one of the Legion of Doom members too.
Yes.
But we got to figure out maybe Sinestro. Sinestro, is he a good person?
I think he thinks he's Brainiac, but
okay, that might be a good fit. So yeah, I'm still working out the card and everything to have a full Legion of Doom. But so you need to be disrespectful to other people so you get blocked, so we can add them to the lineup there.
All right.
But yeah, and I know you got to go. Trump does the one caller called in. He was a little bit upset about Trump's policies, and I didn't know any of his policies. Yes, you do, and he mentioned them. He wants to give police immunity. He wants to give billionaires more tax cuts. He says he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, but his Trump 47 mirrors it damn near word for word. So that's his policy. Say goodbye to Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. He knows that can be fixed easily just by Social Security can be saved simply by raising the taxable amount from, I think it's like $140,000, because you only get taxed up to that. So if you raise it up to, I think it's like $200, maybe $225, where that money will get taxed in the Social Security system, then it runs itself. There's no issues there, but they don't want to do that because, their base doesn't want taxes, and they want to keep people broke and poor and keep them, you keep them poor, you can keep them uneducated. You keep them uneducated, you can manipulate them with anything you say because, they hungry, they got dirt floors. Well, I don't know if they got dirt floors, but speaking hyperbolic, of course. But they're more concerned about other things and they take time to actually do some research to see what the folks they're voting for, rooting for, actual positions are that will actually benefit them. But that's all I got.
All right.
All right. You have a good one.
You do the same. Appreciate it. All right. That was Brent. Drop Squad says he's a Cincinnati legend. You're really not. This ain't even hate. Like, you're not. I promise you, you're not. Even like the nonsensical stuff you say, you're not. Like, trust me, you're not. And then the other stuff that you're posting, what does that stuff even mean? I really think a lot of times the Republican supporters, they're grabbing onto stuff that they think will resonate, but it doesn't. It would only resonate the other way. It doesn't resonate with Democratic voters for the most part. It just doesn't. Again, that's why I keep asking the simple questions like, and what is that supposed to mean? Like, I don't even understand what some of this stuff is supposed to mean. It doesn't. Black Lives Matter does not support Kamala Harris. Okay, and what? Like, do you really think if you tell black people that Black Lives Matter don't support Kamala Harris, they're like, well, I'm not supporting her either. I know a lot of us do follow, but ain't nobody I don't know anybody that's ever looked at the Black Lives Matter organization and was like, those are our leaders. I think people just was like, you know what? They're right. Our lives do matter. So we like the idea of our lives are just as significant as any other life. But I don't know anyone who was looking at the organization thinking, whatever they say, we gonna do. I don't know anybody. So saying stuff like that, it doesn't affect us. It doesn't resonate like you think it does. It really doesn't. But it's a nice try. It's a nice try. Key.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you today?
Key, I'm doing fine. How are you?
All right, I see you about to get out of there. I was just calling to say hey real quick. I just happened to get back in the house and seen you was on, so I was like, let me call and say hey real quick.
All right, I appreciate it. How you been?
I've been good. You about to go out into the elements?
Yes.
Okay, well, you be careful because I think it's supposed to be storming. I don't know if you're going north, south, east, or west, but be careful.
Key, did you make it? Thank you. Did you make it to the festival this year?
I went down by the festival. I wasn't like in the actually at the shows, but I was down in town.
All right.
What day was that? Friday and Saturday.
How was everything? Because, on Facebook and other social media, I'm mainly a Facebook guy. But on Facebook and other social media, I've seen mixed reviews of the Cincy Soul Fest. And, you always going to have some detractors and some supporters. No matter what it is, somebody going to be like, that was shitty. And some people, that was the best thing ever, when it was probably somewhere in between. How was it?
Right. Now, for me, I just basically was in and out. I wasn't like sitting, chilling, enjoying the elements. So I was like weaving through the crowd and then in and out. So I didn't have time to sit and digest and see like, okay, ooh, there's some good music on the square. Oh, man, that food is too high. Oh, man, there's too many people down here. I was just kind of like basically in and out. So how was
the energy? You can feel that going through. Like, was you like, ooh, I need to, have my hand on my, or you like, hey, I'm cool. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me down here because I'm comfortable. What was the energy like?
Friday, I was there kind of like early, so the energy was fine on Friday. It was about like maybe, it was early in the day, it was still light.
Okay.
Now Saturday, I was down there when it was dark, so the energy was fine too on Saturday. But like I said, I was like in and out. Where I was at, I didn't see no drama or nothing crazy going on.
Good.
So I was in and out. I got back to the house unscathed.
All right. Good.
But like I said, I wasn't like in the mix, working up a sweat, getting my groove on and all that good stuff. So you might want to ask somebody else.
But you was with your dude, so whatever happened, he was going to take care of you, right?
Emanuel, you a hot mess. You just better get my Air Adidas shirt, and that's all you worry about. Okay, I wanted them blue, and then what you got, the words yellow and
hold on,
and
did you say Eric Dieters?
Background blue.
Wait,
huh?
did you say Eric Dieters?
And did you say it's called Air Adidas? Shirt.
Air Dieters. Okay, I thought you said Eric Dieters, and I was thinking, I'm definitely not making no Eric Dieters shirt, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one named it that, because I called it, I couldn't even name it.
Okay,
that's what you said. Now I can remember, right? That's what you named.
Air Dieters, not Eric Dieters.
Right, Air Dieters.
Okay.
Right?
And I didn't name it.
Am I right?
Yes, you're right. I didn't name it. My ungrateful niece named it.
You ain't talking about my Chelsea, is you?
Yes.
You better leave her alone. You better leave Chelsea alone. Chelsea out here doing things.
She is. She is.
And she rented that house and let you ball all out without using your own money. So you better chill on there.
She did. She did do that.
I forget, didn't you? I forget. Chelsea, I got your back.
Key, did you want anything else?
Back on the show too.
She knows she's welcome. She knows she's welcome.
Her and Nathaniel, your brother. Where he at? When he gonna make another appearance?
I don't know. They both know they are welcome.
Okay. Well, all righty. Well, I'll talk to you later. You enjoy the rest of your day and be safe and be careful. Everybody in the chat, if y'all go out and about, be safe and be careful. I'll talk to you later, Emmanuel.
All right, Key. I appreciate your call. Y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. I got to get ready to get out here. Preston says the time was had Saturday. Lando happy hour was fire. Cool. I saw Raven. I saw her response. She said she did tell him the message that I sent, but he was distracted, so he might not have heard it. That kind of count as not telling. If I tell you to tell somebody something and you tell them at a time when they distracted and they don't hear you or it don't register, you didn't really tell them. And that man's still going to be thinking the people are saying, hi, Hitler. That's what he keeps saying. I was there and they were saying, hi, Hitler. Like, it's not hi, Hitler. Like, hi, Hitler. Hi. Hi, Hitler. How are you doing? Hi. It's not hi, Hitler. It's Heil Hitler. And they was saying, hi, Hitler. Like, it's not. No. Like, look at that. You see who that is? Who? That's Hitler. Hi, Hitler. Hi. Hi, Hitler. Hi. Do you think he saw me? Do you think he saw me? He didn't respond. Like, I saw Hitler the other day and I said hi, and he didn't even say nothing back. It's not hi, Hitler. How does he not know that? You were around during World War II. How do you not know that? It burns me up every time I hear it. I'm like, how do you not know this? You were on a ship DJing in the middle of the ocean during World War II and you thought they were exchanging pleasantries with the guy? Hi. It's just one of my little pet peeves. So I just look, if I say something wrong, correct me. Correct me. It's not being a hater to help me be right. That is not being a hater. That's actually love. That's love. Y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Let me get that ready. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I do have to say before I go, my cousin Eddie Coleman, we laid him to rest. All I can say about Eddie Coleman, number one, I liked Eddie. Eddie was married to my cousin, Helen Marie. And they were older, Eddie was 72 when he passed. Just a few days away, like I think a week, I believe, maybe a week or two, they were planning their 50th wedding anniversary. And he passed just days before the 50th wedding anniversary. But all I can say about Eddie is I always liked Eddie. Eddie always seemed like a good dude. And when Eddie became a minister, I respected Eddie. And more than anything, what I respected about Eddie is I never heard rumor of Eddie ever doing anything, I'm going to say out of character, but you'd have to know his character. I never heard rumor of, Eddie putting his hands on nobody. And Eddie had two boys, Aaron and Andrew. And I know Eddie loved them boys, and I can't say everything he did, but he made sure that his family, his wife and his two boys, were his priority for his entire life since the first one was born. His kids were a priority. I witnessed that firsthand, not, him putting his hands on nobody, but he used to reach out to me, when I lived down there, every once in a while, like, Edrin want to do this and I can't make it and I need somebody to help him, blah, blah, blah. And if he couldn't find nobody to do it, and everything else was on hold. Because them was his boys, and he was going to make sure that they had what they needed, that he supported them in every way that he could. And if you ask me, the love for your wife, your children, just your family overall, and your God, that's the measure of a man. That's the measure of a man, if you ask me. And I always looked at Eddie. And I mean, Eddie was a big guy. Eddie, I got mad at Eddie once. My cousin, who's another big guy, we were both working at Shoney's. And my cousin quit. He just couldn't take it. He was not we was dishwashers. And he wasn't going to live that life. And so he got him a job. And when he got him a job, I reached out to Eddie. Like, Eddie, you know what I'm saying? I need a job too. Well, the job was, I'm going to call it security. He was in a position where, he might have had to handle some situations physically from some big people. And Eddie said in the nicest way ever, and I can't tell you exactly what he said, because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember not being insulted in any way, shape, or form. Eddie basically said to me, your little narrow ass can't do that job. But he said it in a way, he didn't use any of those words, but he said it in a way that when he finished saying what he said, I looked at him like, I respect you. I appreciate you protecting me. You know what I'm saying? He had that way about him where when the conversation was over, at least with me, every conversation I think I ever had with Eddie, when the conversation was over, I could see it Eddie's way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming in hot, and by the time I leave, I'm thanking this dude for doing whatever he did that made me mad initially. Eddie was a good dude. Eddie was a good man. If you gonna pray, if you believe in that, pray for my cousin Hallie and my cousin Edrin. They've experienced a lot of loss here recently. And just pray for their strength dealing with this loss. Like, I'm cool. I got these great memories of Eddie. They got great memories too, but when you lose multiple people in a very short period of time, that can weigh on you. So just keep them lifted up in prayer. All right? But just sending a shout out to my cousin Eddie. May he rest in peace. All right, y'all go out. As y'all are out and about in this weather, do me one favor. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.